Let me ask you something, and don't answer it too quickly. If your life were a video game, who would be holding the controller right now? Is it you? Or is it the character reacting to whatever shows up next? Most people never pause long enough to even notice the difference. And because of that, they keep playing the same level of life over and over, with different scenery, but the same frustration. Think about a video game for a moment. There's always the player, and there's the character on the screen. The character moves inside the game world. It reacts to obstacles. It responds to enemies. It gets hit. It loses points. But the character doesn't decide the strategy. The player does. The player sees the bigger picture. The player pauses the game. The player decides when to advance and when to pull back, and when to try something different. In real life, most people believe they are the character. They forget they're also the player. When I talk about the ego, I'm not talking about arrogance. I'm not talking about pride, and I'm not talking about selfishness. I'm talking about the character. The part of you that was shaped by childhood experiences, past wins and past losses, disappointments, and habits that once helped them survive. That character learned rules. Rules like be careful. Don't expect too much. This is just how life works. That character isn't bad. It was trained. It was programmed. But if the character is holding the controller, your life becomes reactive by default. It reacts based on the program. Here's where this matters. A reaction is what the character does automatically. Something happens, the body tightens, the mind jumps ahead, and a decision gets made fast. That feels efficient, but it's rarely wise. A response comes from the player who pauses the game, the player who looks around, the player who chooses the move deliberately. Life requires response. It does not require panic. Let's bring this into real life. A bill shows up. Now, the character reacts. Here we go again. Why does this always happen to me? I'll never get ahead. Where will I find the money to pay this? The body tightens up. Maybe you get this lump in your stomach. Your breathing gets shallow, and all the options disappear. Now I want you to notice this. Nothing about the bill forced that reaction. That reaction came from the character's memory. Now the player handled it differently. The player still opened up the bill. The player still deals with reality. But the player slows the moment down. Calm breath, relaxed body, clearer thinking. Same bill, different quality of response. That difference matters more than people realize. When the character reacts, the world feels heavy. When the player responds, the world feels workable. Not because the world changed, but because your access to options and possibilities expanded. A reactive character, they see one move. A calm player sees several. This is how people make better decisions without trying harder. Here's the loop that traps most people. Something happens. The character reacts. They assume that reaction is truth. Then they act from it. And that's how stress multiplies. That's how problems stack up. That's how people stay busy without ever moving forward. They're playing the game, but they're not holding the controller. Now here's the skill that changes everything. You pause before you move. You don't suppress the character. You don't shame it. You don't fight it. You simply pause the game. You calm the body first. You slow the breath. Relax your shoulders. And then you ask, what would the player do here? That pause is not weakness. That pause is authority. Most people, they resist this pause. Why? Because the character thinks speed equals safety. But speed without clarity is how people repeat mistakes. The player understands something the character doesn't. You don't win by reacting faster. You win by choosing better. You see, my friends, you're not here to escape life. You're not here to bypass responsibility. You are here, though, to meet life well. The character still plays, but the player decides how. And when the player is in control, decisions get cleaner. Oh, your stress drops. And life, well, life becomes more manageable. Not perfect, just steadier and more manageable. So the next time something shows up, a bill, a message, a problem, a moment of uncertainty, I want you to ask yourself, who's holding the controller? Then pause the game, take the breath, choose the move, and watch how life changes for you. This is Bill Collum, and I'll see you for your next Life Mastery Shift.